Oh, yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's get in and do this. We're having a little hurricane party over here. Whoop. Let's do this. Motherfuckers, hold on. All right, all right. Now we in the game, baby. What's up? What's up? Give me a second here, and we got to get this thing all juicy. Good morning, America. All right, we got many things to do today. We got MU earnings day. We got China day. We got all sorts of goodies. We got the boots. We got the coots. So, the big story of today, guys. First of all, thank you for all the well wishes. I'm over here in the sticks of Alabama, the dirty Mobile, Alabama.
You're not in Mobile, Alabama. You're in
Spanish Fort / Mobile, Alabama, dodging Hurricane Helene. And now we're ready to do the Lord's work here. Everybody stay safe, stay saucy. In the old days, I looked forward to the hurricanes. You have yourself a little hurricane party. You get yourself a bottle of whiskey. You charge up all your iPads, your phones, and you would just be in the vortex, right? Maybe you bum some cigarettes from your neighbor and you just go to like a hurricane party and things happen, right? Things get real juicy. Nowadays, obviously, things are a little bit different. I got baby in tow. So I flee the land of not my forefathers, but I flee the land of Destin to come into the redneck Riviera over here, and we're having a good time. So let's get to work. So, like I said, the big story of today is going to be these MU earnings. So the market itself has been stuck in this like kind of range for a little bit, and it's been a little bit difficult trading, right? We're finally probably going to be able to come out and speed up. But now the issue is we've gapped up a monster amount, right? And that doesn't mean anything. We could still kind of gap and grind or do something along that end. But we do have finally a release point out of this. And so the MU earnings saved the day. And obviously in hindsight, as it started to hold 80 and it retraced like half its gains, kind of, right? These kind of things are they're more likely to happen down here than up there, right? And so this is well received. You remount the 200-day moving average, and you're starting to clear out some levels, and you've got a nice W bottom over here. So we've got ourselves some action. Now you can't chase this bad boy up 17%, but I do think there'll probably be some underlying demand in this thing. First dip, or if it ORBs, right? Opening range breakout is at the open, 3 sideways candles, and then a go. Either one of those could work. I would rather have a pull, of course, but hey, we got to do what we do, which is the do. Now, with MU going, right, the focus will be on all semiconductors. And so what we want to be doing is kind of just keep them all on the list, right? It's like a rat-a-tat-tat kind of thing, meaning like you want to go one after another on this thing. So I think the next one, right, we go with the ARM Nation. And, you can see yesterday, I would consider yesterday the flag break, but, this is the range break, which is, in essence, just all semantics, right? It's all the same shit. But we're starting to take out this range here. This is going to be hot. So then, we want to come in one after another. AMD's remounting the 200-day moving average also. Now, look, these things are hitting the top of the Bollinger Band. They're probably going to pull back a little bit at some point at the open, and then you can kind of come in. But, these are all looking good. I think the one that's been left for dead for a long time is Dell, and we're starting to break a little range on this thing too. So same type of thing. You got 3% gap up. So it's not too big of a gap up, all right? There is the ability to go more, right? I mean, these things have enough ATR on them where they'll start to move around. So I think that one's looking pretty good. Look, you got Intel also, right? Now, you can't chase these things up. Wait for the opening range breakout. Wait for something along that end. Then you got something. Right? And then, of course, the big daddy of them all is NVIDIA, also 2% gap up, probably opening up at the top of the Bollinger Band. So we'll need a little bit of a pull. I do think that this is probably the catalyst that maybe the sector needed to get out of range. We're going to have ourselves a little bit of fun today. If we want to do just pull up a full semiconductor list here. Right, there's 71 names in the semiconductor list. So, if you start to kind of filter down through these, right? TSM, AVGO, Qualcomm, right? We want to we've got a whole host of these that are probably going to be able to go. Damn, that's nice, real nice. So, yeah, let's see TSM also. TSM has been the one that's kind of been the hot one for a while. And this is coming for all-time highs. It's been leading the way with all of these. So this is another one. We want to see this thing pull at the open, and then let's see if we can get a little show and go. Damn, man, we should have. You ever look at some of this shit and be like, man, I should have just swing traded these and sat on my ass instead of scalping around for pennies. Dude, this is hot. We got to pull in this one. This one and AVGO have been the two that are closest to actually breaking out the highs, to all-time highs. So it was a sneaky thing because, all these semis have been left for dead, but two of these two have been really leading the way. I mean, both times this thing tested the 200-day moving average and has just been ripping tits. So we've got ourselves... we got ourselves a little fun here. Oh, this is going to be buenoses and no chases. Damn. All right. I'm digging. NCAA. Now, I was under the opinion that most of those are lezzies in those locker rooms, but at my age, I take what I can get. PLTR2, this one's a little bit of a grinder. I actually think this one's probably just so damn extended that, it may have some fun today, but I can never get more than 30 cents out of this thing. There's something about just, because it's got $1 ATR, but there's something about it where it's I can never get more than 30 cents. It's for me, PLTR is the stock of the 30 cents. You come into PLTR to get 30 cents of love. All right. Yeah, Arvin, I think they've been probably saying that for generations, and it's all a lie. 40s is the 40s. Unless you're on steroids. Seems like what's with like white men that are in their 40s doing steroids now? That's like the new thing. Anybody else notice that? Like every white man in their 40s, they're on those roids. They are on those roids. Okay. So look, let's kind of go back into this. We got 1.5% gap up in the QQQs. It's a lot. We've used up the whole ATR. So we got ATR 6. The gap is 7. We got to have a pull. It always pulls, right? So like if you want to so let's do just a little analysis of a gap up day when you get a big one and kind of how you want to play it. All right. So what I look at this. So go back a little bit. All right. Go back. So this was on the 19th. We had a similar gap up. We were at 470. Market gapped up 10 fucking points. That's a lot of points, right? And so you would think like, okay, maybe we're left for dead. But, what ends up happening is like you see you'll kind of dip off at the open and you kind of suck in some shorts. Ideally you get even a little bit bigger pull, but you may not get it. All right. And then it starts to ramp back. And so essentially, right, like when you gap up that big, you just need that little bit of something. And then you're going to be good, right? So a pull is ideal. I wouldn't chase the opening range break on it. It'll be a little bit tricky. At some point, you'll get a pull. And then inevitably, even as you get this extended, like you'll get these kind of pulls back, right back to the VWAP, back into the bone zone, and you can kind of go in and, we ended up closing near the VWAP. On these big gap up days, once you get to 2%, 2.5%, you need very deeper pullbacks. Otherwise, like if you're just playing shallow pullbacks, like your plays won't work. So just kind of keep that into the back of your head. So that's the plan. All right. We need to have a pop, a pull, a pop, a pull. I know, Sergey. I don't understand what the gist is because it's like half the time it's like married men. What do you need steroids for if you're married? All right. Let's take a look at the SPY. 0.82% gap. So a little bit of a less gap on the SPY. Oh, yeah. Breaking out of its flag here. This, to me, guys, is an all systems is go setup. But we just need a little bit of a pull. Hugo! Hey! Compadre, ¿cómo está? Hey, you. You can come in. Go through the cat hole. Now let's take a look. IWM 1.3. Now this one I'm actually pretty interested in too. Look, we've come out and done a couple things. So we popped up here. And then we pulled right back into, the zone of love. Now we got a green candle to hold here. And so we've got ourselves a really good setup here, right? So it's just a breakout, orderly pullback, 4 days worth of pullback. And now you got a green candle to hold here. This is like ideal if you're like into small caps or mid caps or just in general the markets, right? You want to be definitely rolling in. Hey, Cora, what's going on?
Did you leave our baby?
Dude, that's nice. Real nice. Cool. So 1.2, 1.5. First pulls, guys. Remember, first pulls, we're coming in with the show and go. We're going to do this like men of honor. Now, let's take a look. So after you look at the indexes, the next thing you want to always do is look at whatever type of earnings plays you have. That's important, right? What kind of earnings plays do you have? What kind of PR plays do you have? We're not in earnings season yet. Earnings season typically starts with Alcoa and the banks and stuff like that. So we got still a couple weeks, but we're getting there, guys. Earnings season is the best time to trade, all right? So once these earnings start to kick off, the market's going to have all sorts of plays regardless. So we don't got to even worry about that. Bum, 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 bum. All right. Hold on here. Let me find this thing. Dude, this is looking good. So if you see here, almost all the gappers are coming off China. Guys, this is huge. The liquidity that China's putting into the markets with the stimulus, I mean, it is a big mamma jamma, guys. It's a big mamma jamma, right? So you want to really, this is like, you want to be focusing in on these stocks. Now, the issue is that they gap a lot, right? So you have to be a little bit careful. They're almost like swing trades, you gotta almost preempt them a little bit the day before, because how are you going to chase up an index 7%? Like you never see indexes move 7%, right? Not in like developed countries. Like sure you do sometimes in Zimbabwe, Bhutan, Nepal, Cambodia, but you don't really see it in these. So this is hot. Like you want to be in China stocks for a while. Look at the range break on this. So let's just kind of zoom out, right? Look at this level here at 223 that it just cleared over the last couple of days. Now you're coming into this big spot here. If it clears out this 33, I mean, you have all the upside in the world coming back. Bachu. Dude, look at this. Like we start to clear out this space. We've got all of this room to go. And if you really think about like these Chinese names, most of them are so beaten down. Look, this, right? SE, which is more of a Singaporean name, but they run together. $400, right? Now you got this huge base breakout here. I mean, this is a monster. The bigger the base, the sweeter the juice, right? So on a short-term basis, it is up a few too many days in a row. But on a long-term basis, like that's the best breakout you can have, right? And so you want to be kind of mindful of that. If you zoom out, of course, BABA's way extended on a 4 or 5 day basis. You can't chase this thing up right now, but you can see, look at all this juice, right? So this thing was $300. And so even now at $100, right, you're still down 70% off its highs, right? Like it's still just 1/3 of the price that it was. And so you have a lot of upside into these kind of things. I think they're great for your IRAs and 401ks too. On, any dip. A lot of people are probably already adding a couple of days ago. So don't get the FOMO in and, come in hot today. But you can see here. And guys, by the way, they're like doing all sorts of programs where like you can borrow money to buy stocks and stuff. Like they're pushing. they're pushing this thing. So just got to keep that in the back of your heads too. These Chinas are looking fantastic. And so we need to find, a handful of them that are going to be on their bottoms. You have something like an IQ that's $2. This has got probably a little bit of room to go on it. If you look at like a Huya, right? Huya used to be $30. Look at the inflection point that's building out here. All right, it's building. Dude, this is buenos. It's a buenos noches. You got TME over here, right? Another one. Like you got nice rounded pattern on this thing, right? Big swoop. So just got to be mindful of all that. I think PDD's probably got some good upside on this thing. This thing used to also to be $200. Now you're starting to come out of this range. So you don't chase them up today. If you're going to trade them even in the intraday basis, let them pull back. I think probably the gap today is too big on these. Look, you don't see countries ever move that far. And like if you look at the 3X ETFs, right, like yen, holy shit, pun intended. So you got like kind of all this kind of zoom on this bad boy. Let's watch these things, but we'll have to be a little bit careful. Oh man, that's a good God-fearing Christian stuff right there. Now, let's just take a look at a couple other things here. So beyond China's, hey Kevin, will you make me another coffee?
Yes.
We got MU did their report. We already went over these semiconductors, right? This is the day that takes them out of range. We want to be in them. We want to be partying. Damn, that's hot. All right. Look, these are all China's. BZ, fuck. Chow. EDU, this is a China. These are all China's. Look at this. Beaky's got a great look to it, but you just can't chase them up 15%. Well, I got some here.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, yeah, I'm holed up at the Butt Dogs place. Hold up at the Butt Dogs. Oof. Yeah, don't chase them up, but if we pull, let's see. Tal's another beaten down Chinese name, right? You can see this one used to be also back in the day $100. So the Chinese bear market has been for real. Charlie. Look at Vips. Billy, damn. Los Tigres, these are all China's. So what you want to do when you do your homework tonight, right? Make a deep dive into every single Chinese name you can find. Put them on a list. Watch for the first pullback, first inside day. Like yesterday was an inside day. Those can be triggers too for swing setups. And then you hold some of that shit. Look at this LI. Beautiful. Boom, 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 boom. YMM is a China. China. WB is a China. Luckin Coffee is a China. All right. See Western Digital is moving on the MU News. Future's another one. Look at the big base on this thing, right? So you were at $220. Now you pull back. You got this huge base here, and you're starting to take it out. Now you can't chase it up 4 or 5 days in a row, right? But if you pull back intraday, I think you could probably take a trade off the 9 EMA if it gets there. Casinos are looking hot. Win, LVS, MGN, Baidu's looking juicy. Baidu also used to be $300. All right, now let's get off these Chinas. You guys get the gist, right? You get the gist. Commodities plays are going to go. Why? If China's doing big monster cock stimulus, then all the commodity plays are going to get juiced up too. What does China usually use? Like when they're starting to build and do stimulus and stuff like that, right? You want to be in the business of iron ore. You want to be in the business of copper, right? You want to be in these kind of commodities. That's where things are going to get juicy. Billy's another one, right? $170 down. First dip on these, right? Take them down. You know, if you get a 17 spot on a Billy, you might be able to hold this thing. It's a buenos. Let's get out of these Chinas. You guys get the gist of them. Let's see if there's anything else. Mm-hmm. Hey, for any of you guys that are swing traders, you want something a little bit, maybe slightly more risque. This is a nice bottoming pattern that's happening on MBLY. This used to be the hot IPOs at 50 bucks. And then it just got shamangled, right? It just drifted down. And now you got a rebound pattern here. And see how you like tightened up right over the EMAs on this thing? Like you have a 1330 maybe trigger on this. And you've got like some upside. You don't have any resistance till 1516. I got this on my watch list, I think, for a potential swing trade. I think it's got a chance to at least get up into here with maybe like a 50-cent risk. I know. You know what? YouTube was banning me for playing music in the background. So I gotta have my headphones on while I'm on YouTube. It's some bullshit. They were doing copyright violations. I don't know why they get so sensitive.
It's amazing they can pick up music. They can pick up your voice.
Junk.
All right.
You see Cleveland Cliffs maybe even also a rebound. This is a steel company. China. All right, so we got a little. There's some action going on in the gappers, but they're all Chinese related. So let's see on the downside what we got here. So if you did want to counter them and kind of fade the gap on the Chinas, you probably could do Yang. That's the inverse ETF, right? So it's down 24%. So if you wanted to play for, say, like a gap fill type of play, Arvin, what you would do is probably go with a little bit of Yang. Look at this. These are all just Tesla inverses. All right. So let's start taking a look. So you got also some juice on Tesla here, and you're coming into like a little bit of an inflection point that you'll have to kind of keep an eye on. If it needs a little bit of work before it goes through. Or you could short yin. I think it might just be easier to just do the general market. Oh, shit. What the fuck? In the U.S. of A. Yeah, Tesla's coming into an inflection point. What I don't like is chasing it up like on day 4 of a move. Usually when it does that, it's like, you see how what the fuck? My computer's like uber sensitive. It just starts clicking shit sometimes. So you got this big push into this resistance here. I mean, I think you can put on your watch list, but you can only hit it if it pulls back. Then leave it alone. So I think it looks okay. You could keep it on your watch list, but I would much rather kind of focus in on, I think the big play for us is going to be, right, first dip on these semiconductors is the play, right? Not necessarily MU, even though we can use this as a proxy, right? We want to definitely hit the first dip on ARM, right? AMD, I think, is maybe a little bit less range, but I think TSM is the one, right? Because you're closest to, the big breakout. I think the first dip gets bought on this one hardcore. Now, look, it's at the top of the Bollinger Band. It's overbought, so it needs to just snap back a little bit, and it will at some point. It'll come back into the 9 EMA, 20 EMA, and it'll be like, it'll zoom down, and you'll be like, wow, it's filling the gap. It might even go red, and then they rip it back, right? And that's kind of, you want to just be real uber focused on it. And so when it starts to come through, then you're ready. Like, you got to have orders ready. What I like to do, like on E-Trade Pro, for example, you can do saved orders. And so, like, say you're trading options, right? You can do saved orders. So like you can put in like 10 different types. You can put in, I keep saved orders of everything. So like say I wanted, on TSM, I'm waiting for a pullback, and I'm thinking it could get to 183, 184. I'm just making up a number, right? I keep a saved order for the 185 calls, 10 contracts or whatever. And I have it all preset out, right? Limit order this, stop this kind of thing. And now you're going to be into the big game. Dude, guys, give Taruna a big bow for having the biggest, hairiest nuts of any Gujarati man in history. He's carrying 4,000 MU contracts overnight. He called me up yesterday, and I think he might have been slurring a little bit in celebration. He's like, bro, check this out. I got so many of these contracts. It's pretty damn cool. Good job, buddy. You would have been depressed as fuck if you had goofed those up. What the heck? Oh man, my fucking mouse died.
What do you need?
I
got an Apple mouse.
Hold on. You don't got a regular mouse?
No. I'll go get you one at the store.
Hey, see if you got a cord for this plug. I might have one laying around. There's a bunch of plugs laying around over there.
Yeah, I got a cord upstairs.
I don't think that's a USB-C, though. It's like slightly smaller.
I have multiples of different versions.
Yeah, good job, buddy. Good job. So going back to this, guys, let's hit the first dip on TSM. Hi, Batu. I think AVGO, we got a little bit of a spot too, but you need a pull, right? Because you've already been grinding for a few days. One pull, you'll get it. It'll come back and gap fill at some point, and then you want to be shredded. The one that may play some catch up, I think, is this Qualcomm. So look, if you look here, you've got a level right at, you got a level here. We're right there, right? You got a level at 175, 176, 177, that zone. And it's been just marinating there, right? Marinating hardcore. So that in itself, I think, also could be. Dude, that could be the one. That's the most coiled up out of them with the key level. So when you're looking at these things, it's like, and you're kind of trying to find inflection points, obviously the bigger the base, the sweeter it is. But the other thing is that some of them are already extended, right? So like if you're looking at like, say, AVGO, you're like, it's already up so many days in a row. Maybe it gets tired, right? Versus if you have something that's been just grinding sideways for a little bit, you might have a little bit more energy to it, right? So we're into this thing, right? I think that this is going to be, we got ourselves a nice little hootenanny. And the baby in her hand. Man, that's nice. Good, good, good. So let's add a couple of these semis. And yeah, and if you look in the video, it looks okay too. But you're up a few days in a row on this thing. Hi, Batu.
Cora's teaching him how to trade.
Huh?
Cora's teaching him how to trade. I was sitting by my laptop, and she goes, okay, baby. These lines go up, so we get money.
You got 1 day, 2 day, 3 days right into it. We're going to be in the top of the Bollinger Band. This one will need to pull a little bit at the open. But it's getting there, right? So first dip on this bad boy, right? We add it.
Where's the cord bank?
Huh?
Where's the cord bank? In here.
Say what?
The cord bank?
What cord bank?
You said you might have one of these.
There's one in the living room on Hudson's stuff. We got on the video. We got on you. Bella ciao, bella ciao. So yeah, keep one 6 windows layout of just semiconductors, right? Then I would do another 6 window layout of maybe some of these Chinas and some of these other names. So let's go in and just find, right, what other stocks I think have a chance today. NNE's got a big breakout here at 15. And so you can see here, like we tested into, we got a nice kind of 2-day pullback into the 9 EMA. We got ourselves a nice spot here. It's been a good trader to us. I normally don't trade small caps, at all. But did you find them?
Hold on, yeah, I tested them.
All right. AMSC. This one is a beauty, right? So first of all, you remounted the 50-day moving average. This is a tech stock too. I think it'll come in with all this, new speculation. Hey, Jason, what's up? Whoa. What the fuck? Oh, shit.
Yes, got it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, hold on one sec. My computer just did a little freezy McGee. Hold on one sec. Dude, my fucking computer's bonkers. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Hold on here. My face is gone. My computer just did a fucking update randomly. I fucking hate this computer. Let me just tell you something about fucking Dells. Dell is the worst computers in the world. I got this like fucking $5,000 Dell supercomputer, and it works slower than my MacBook that's from like 2011. So going back to this, you got this AMSC, you got a big pop here and a nice consolidation. I think if you can come out of this zone, like you're going to have yourself a little bit of a hoot nanny over here. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy.
Okay, that problem is solved.
All right. Man, that's nice. Keep that right on the watch list. I think you're going to be in a good spot. Hey, Jason, baby, I text me 517-974-1480. I'll make sure to get you what you need. 2450 trigger on this one. Dude, it's hot. Hey, for any of you swing traders out there, I would add this love sack on your watch list. This has got a huge base to it. It goes back multiple years. You're starting to test into it. It popped huge on earnings here, and it's been building a consolidation. It is, dude, it's got a good spot to it. Like if we start to break 30 on this, like I think you got yourself a really nice look to it. Dude, that's a good God-fearing Christian setup right there. I'm proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free. Hold on, I'm just trying to plug this stupid mouse in. All right. Boom. We went into MLE. MBLY, I also think is a swing trade. I know some of you guys do go both ways. You know, we are in the 2024s. No judgment. No judgment. Oklo also flag. I don't think nuclear is done, guys. Nuclear is not done. It's just getting started. So you can see UEC. This is at least for the United States companies, that's, you know, one of the better uraniums. And you have, after this big push, you got an inside day yesterday, and you're flagging out here. Like, I think these got still more room to go. You know, SMAR itself is also going. Your SMAR is also trending out over here too. So you got yourself some good spots over here. What are you guys all watching? Give me the juice, baby. If I need one short today, if I think the market's going to crash, I'm waiting for a speed up on this boy. But I think this is the one. I've been staring at it for days. Staring at it for days. And I think today could be the day at some point. Dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days. Bros, this is hot. There's no getting around it. If we can get one big extension today, probably the rug pulls. Like, you don't get this overbought. It's very rare. And it's a utility company in general. It's probably a little bit outside its range. I think we roll in on that one and we come in hot because the liquidity is fantastic on it too. You can roll in deep on it. Now, some spec names. RKLB had a huge run yesterday. Guys, usually this thing is not done. So if you see here, right, as it popped up, you got tighter, 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 tighter. Now you busted through. The first pullback on this stock, I think you roll with it. The first pullback, like, you're going to have a chance on it. So what you want to do is, like, you know, it's opening up 3%. Let it pull back at some point. It'll fill the gap. It'll come back into the EMAs, and then try to see if you can snag some. And if you get even closer to 8, I mean, you're really in for a good location. Hey, DJ Mucus, what's up, baby? Dude, DJ Mucus, what about, instead of, like, you know, I take it you're some kind of DJ, but what if, you know, the name, instead of DJ Mucus, like, yo, you DJ pump this potty, but like I said, DJ Mucus, you were like mucus membrane. That would be a name. Mucus membrane. Like, nobody uses that word enough. Now, going back to this, brother, hood does look really tight here, you know, and you've got a breakout setting up on multiple levels. So you got a 24 breakout and you're resting over the 9 EMA. I actually think it looks good. It is a slow mover in terms of just, like, if you're day trading it, you know, it's 80-cent ATR. So it's tricky to day trade. But I think you have, like, maybe a longer term setup where you can, you know, you got a longer term setup where you can kind of take this thing and swing it. It may take you a couple weeks to get into that, you know, 25, 26, 27 zone, but it probably gets there in this market condition. And you do have this big kind of cup and handle that's happening on it too. So I think you got I think your location is just okay. And you're going to have a chance on it. It's just a little bit slow. I make this mistake with hood all the time because I've seen over the years so many hot looking setups on hood, and I want to come in hot and day trade it, right? I want to come in hot and day trade it, and then I can't because it's like it just doesn't move enough. And guys, remember, Bootcamp class starts tonight. Old Bootcamp students, Donna, everybody, You guys can retake bootcamp classes many times you want. You need to be always coming back into it. Always coming back into it, because what's the point? You have lifetime access, but markets change, and we're adding a couple things as always. So come back into class. We start at 8 p.m. Eastern time. 8 p.m. Eastern time. Day trading, swing trading, all of it. All of it. Dude. All right, let's go back through this and just kind of narrow this list down, because we have too many. China's only on pulls, but my favorite is Billy out of the group, due to the big base that it's starting to clear out. And I don't anticipate actually taking these. I don't anticipate taking these today. I think they need a little bit of a pull, but the first pull, I'm into it. Future is probably the second one. I'm looking at all these as ads. We were talking about this in the webinar just a few days ago, right? That I thought this was going to be a big theme for the coming year. Baba, same type of deal, right? Huge base, but just needs a little bit of a pull. MBLY, I think this thing is probably ready to go now. It's up 6%, so you don't want to chase it up. Let it pull back intraday. I think that's setting up here. And then all these semis, I want to hit these on the first dip. Yeah, if you want to register for Bootcamp Class 2, you can just hit the QR code on the thing, and you'll be able to go in. Qualcomm. Dude, this thing is ready to party. I mean, it's ready to party, and it may be ready to party now. Man, that's a nice look right there. Well, Donna, it's not necessarily the price, right? When you look at a pullback setup, right? It's about chart patterns. So you're not going to have necessarily a price. What you're going to have is that you need to look for is always what, right? A setup, right? A setup, some level that is going to give you, right? Some level that's going to give you an entry where your risk is managed properly. I'm proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free. Hey, another one that might be a little bit hot on a longer term basis, right? So maybe a pull to the 9, maybe a pull to the 20. We won't know till it sets up, and you could maybe even ORB it, right? This has also got a nice look on a longer term basis. This docu's ready to do something. Oh man, Qualcomm. Yeah, it'll pull at some point. We got ARM, also got to pull. All of these are going to have to pull just a tad. Man, this fucking computer motherfuckers. Goddamn. I'm proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free. Okay, we got NVIDIA. Whoa. All right. Same thing with NVIDIA. We got to get just a little pull. It's only up 2.5%. So it'll gank down at some point into the 9 EMA or so. It'll happen very fast, and then we come in hot. Don't forget these nuclears today. NNE, Oklo, and then our spec for tech is probably this AMSC. When this thing goes, it goes hot too. Like a couple days ago, right? This thing trended up fucking 15% without even a little dippy McGee. What the fuck? Yo, these are the lists. I'm sticking to it. I think we got a good spot. Watch that Qualcomm at that 176, by the way. Yeah, let's take a look at some of the other ones. Look, Microsoft looks okay. It's got like a little bit of a baby flag pattern. I think Netflix, now that it's broken out to all-time highs, you want to be hitting pretty much every dip that you can on this, right? As long as it holds the all-time highs, every single little dip you can roll in and do it. That's a good look for sure. Ms. Donna, does that make sense though? Like, it's not necessarily price. It's a little bit more about price pattern. How you doing, Donna, by the way? Good. All right, folks. I got to run. I'll be in the Discord room. You guys are more than welcome. We got free trial to the chat room. You can come in and hang out. Most of you guys already got access to it anyways. Let's go fucking shred. I'm making the Zoom link right now. Peace.